Hello, so this is tutorial on how to record sound with the using recommended app, which is going to be on Android. Is going to be RecForge 2, and the on the iOS, on the iPhones, is going to be Voice Recorder Pro. So let's start with the RecForge first. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Here, let's configure the settings a little bit. So let's go to the hamburger menu right here and go to settings. And first we want to set the audio record file format. So we're going to go here and make sure that you're recording on a WAV folder, WAV file, which is WAV. That is uncompressed version of the audio. So it's much better than MP3 and much larger in file size, but we need that. And 44K is totally fine. If you could crank it up to 48, but you're not going to hear any difference. And also by default yours might be set to mono, but change that to stereo. I mean, this is not, the phone does not come with a stereo microphone, but still we want those feed so that we can later on, when we put it into your Lightworks, we can work with this much easily. So just click OK after that, and make sure that you check this disable AGC box right here. And yeah, so that is it for the setting. And to record, just hit this button right here, the microphone button, and then as I speak, you're presented with this sound gauge, and as I speak it goes up and down. So this is left and this is right, but since this is just two duplicates of monos, it's going to be identical. So as I speak, 1, 2, 3, it goes up and down. So if you have some kind of a white noise, for instance, we have that. So if you have some kind of fan on, or it's running right next to your laptop, and your laptop has a fan in it, it's gonna have that kind of noise. Or if you have like a TV on. So some people prefer it. So if you use the white noise correctly, and then you can do a lot of creative things. But some people doesn't like it. Some people just want that complete silence when there's no subject sound audio is playing. So in that case, it'll look like something like this. Just flat line. Whereas if there's like a white noise, there's gonna like something like that. So it all depends on you. I prefer a little bit of white noise in my video. Otherwise, if you start to introduce complete silence, it kind of like it sounds a little weird sometimes. So I like to have a little bit of white noise into my audio. Sometimes I even create like an artificial white noise just to make it sound more interesting. But it is totally up to you. So but if there's like a white noise that you really want to kill and you don't have a control over it, say it's like, I don't know, maybe like a radiator or like a heater kicking in or something like that, and you want to kill that white noise, something that you can try is get like a fabric, but get like a fluffy fabric, like your winter sweater or something like that, and just cover the microphone. And then they might be able to reduce that white noise a little bit, especially if it's like a fan and then that air is blowing into that microphone. But this is limited, so if you want to kill the white noise, the best practice would be just killing it from the source. Turn the fan off, or if you have your windows up, just close the window and then record it. Or you could move your microphone to the subject a lot closer, and then later on you can get into the Lightworks and then lower the volume so that you get rid of that white noise. So once you're done recording, just hit this button right here. This is free app, so it comes with an ad. And then just go to here and then share it, and you can email it to yourself or you can upload it to OneDrive. It is up to you. So get it on your computer, and then we're gonna work with this audio file. So next is using this app right here in iPhone. So it's pretty much similar. So this one has a lot more advanced option to it. So you don't have to adjust the settings or anything like this. Just gotta hit this guy right here, and then you're presented with this kind of a setting panel here. So you could use like a preset and then high quality and things like that. But you could go to advanced and then you can change your settings too. So I don't want MP3, I want something a little bit more. Is there anything else than MP3? There you go, wave. And then sample rate 44K is fine, bit depth 16 is fine, stereo, that's good. In-call quality says nothing. Silence detection off, and that is totally fine. So once you're happy with your setting, hit start right here. So instead of that, the one we looked at with the Android, it has this kind of a gauge to it. I think the Android version, Android one is much better, but you can still kind of see how much of a noise is getting picked up. So if I just, don't say anything, it's not much going on. But if I have like a white noise, I have that. So you can kind of see but at the same time, I feel like this Android version is much better. But if you can find another app that does the similar thing, that is totally fine. You don't have to use this app, but so if you're using something else, make sure that you're recording with the WAV file format and then using the stereo. So that is it. So once you're done, just click that square button and then you can send it to yourself and then bring it to the computer, and then we're gonna we're gonna put this audio file into our video. So for some reason, for instance, you have like a scene that you start a candle, but you don't like the sound of it because you had a fan on, or someone was talking, or your TV was on, and you wanna get a new sound into it. So what you could do is you can place your phone a lot closer to your object, because we are not gonna be using this video, but we are only gonna extract the audio. So with the phone, we're gonna start recording. Okay, I'm gonna hit record, and then the microphone is usually located on the bottom, so I'm gonna face this to the bottom, and I'm gonna hit start. Make sure that there's no white noise. And then stop. I'm gonna turn on my candle too. Oof. Okay, so once you have the file here, this free apps with ads on, I don't like it. Let's play it. All right, so I think that's a lot better sound if we do that. So I'm gonna bring this recorded audio file to my computer, and then I'm gonna put this into my video. All right, so now let's get the video in here, and the audio file that we recorded could be this guy. Don't worry if yours doesn't look like this, because I accidentally recorded with MP3, so that's why it looks like this. But if you record it as a WAV, it should look something like this. So use this instead of that. But in this case, since I don't want to record the game, I'm just going to use the MP3 here. So let's bring this in and let's take a look. Okay, so there's not much of a white noise or anything like that, so I could just use it, but for the sake of the demo, I will try to add this audio into it so that so this is, remember, this is the just the sound that we recorded of that lighter click. So it looks like the lighter click happens right there, and there's a little bit of white noise in the beginning. And if you look at here, it also looks like the clicks happens around right there. So let's try to align it up as best as possible. So something like this. And let's take a look at the video. So I'm gonna push it back, but I'm gonna turn this off so that we only hear this sound right here. And let's take a look. So looking good. So because we lined these two up perfectly, not perfectly, you still have a little bit of gap here. I wish I can just line these up perfectly, but if I were to move one frame over, it's gonna look like this. That is because we're using the 24 frame per second. So we won't be able to nail it perfectly because this is such a small fraction of a second. But at the same time, we're using the 24 frame per second. It is not going to look out of sync because there are only 24 frame in the second. So this difference right here is totally fine. And another thing that I noticed is that we held on the gas a little bit longer compared to the video. So let's take a look. Maybe not. Maybe we... Actually, yeah, we held the gas a little bit longer. So... So I let go gas right here, but the sound happens right there. So let's take a look and see if I can cut a few frames. Actually, no, Command Z. I'm gonna cut it somewhere here and cut it somewhere there. Then I'm gonna delete this in between and line it up and see what it looks like. Ooh, yeah. So to zoom in and out, just hold down the control and then use the mouse, the wheel, scroll wheel. Let's take a look. That looks perfect. So since it lines up perfectly with this, which is the sound of me letting go the trigger, it looks very natural. So because we did not have any white noise here, I don't think we need to add like an artificial white noise there. So something's... Looks perfect. So let's trim this a little bit. So I'm gonna trim it. Oh, no. Right there, so that... Oh, what's going on? Right there. Let it, and then... Now I want to separate these, so... These two, because now it is... because I don't want this audio file, but if I were to select it, it keeps on, it's grouped together, so we need to separate it. So the way you do it, you just hide the video, and you'll be able to just select the audio. So I'm just gonna get rid of it. Then I'm gonna move it top like this, or not like that. Perfectly aligned. There you go. Maybe I'm off a little bit. Let's take a look. Looks perfect. So that is how you add a add onto your video, and also how to split the original audio from the video. What if you want to include some kind of a white noise or a background music? Let's take a look. So I recorded this video of just the white noise. So just the white noise of like office sound. So what if I want to include this the background noise in here? Well, oh, sorry. My microphone was all the way. So first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to separate this audio from the video. So we're going to hide this. And actually, we're gonna have to hide this because we only want to delete this guy. Delete that, and then bring this back up. And we're gonna bring this bottom here so that once we play it, now we successfully mix the sound. But here, this is kind of a little bit too overwhelming, so I wanna edit the gain of this audio file. Gain meaning the loudness of the music. I mean, not the music, the sound. So to do that, we're gonna go to the audio, and we could play around with a lot of different things, but to edit the sound, we first need to hide all the things that we don't want to edit. So in this case, I just want to edit, this background noise first, and then I'm going to move on to the lighter click sound. So I'm just going to hide this, and then let's go to the audio. And if we notice these 4 bars right here, so if I play it, this bar is going to go up and down. So you might have noticed that there's 2 bars going like this. So here as well. So that means that it's a stereo audio. So this is left and this is right. So if you look at this, if I have this, so A3, A4, so this is supposed to be the left sound and this is supposed to be the right sound. But in our audio feed that we just recorded using the phone, the stereo is not so great, often not even there. It's just the duplicate of one side and projected on the both side of the speaker. So it doesn't really have to, so if it doesn't really does anything. But you could do kind of an interesting thing where you split this stereo audio and then start adding something new so that the sound coming from the right and the sound coming from the left is completely different, and then creates a different kind of a, you know, all that kind of stuff. But in this project, we are only going to stick with the adjusting the volume of it. So we want to lower the volume of this guy. So A3, A4. Let me show you an example. So if I kill all this, you only see the sound from the right. If I kill all that, you only hear the sound from the left. So we don't want that. Oh, we don't want the solo either. So I want to give it, say, negative 18 decibel, because I want this to be like a background noise instead of like a main subject noise. I think that's much better. So let's bring this on and see what it does and compare. That's looking good, but I want this to be a little bit louder. So let's go to A1, A2, which is A1, A2. I'm gonna crank this up a little bit too much, a little bit more, but don't crank it up too much, otherwise you're gonna hear some distortion on your audio. So let's take a look again, and also let's cut this out as well. I don't want this. Let's take a look. Beautiful. All right, so that is how you can add a background sound to your video. So first we used this original video right here, and then we separated those and then got rid of the original audio file. Oh, actually, before we did that, we used that, we matched the audio file that we recorded, and then we brought it in here, and then we matched to the original sound. And then we got rid of the original soundtrack, and then we added the background noise right here, but it was a little bit too loud, so we bring it down with using the audio and then these gain control right here. And then the end result, we have this beautiful looking scene right here. So I'll see you guys on the next video.